What a day. Just got back to Liverpool. I have spent, I'd say, 7 hours today on a train. Plus, I've obviously been in work and done loads of shows. And I thought tonight would run quite smoothly. By the start of the day, everyone said, yep, Isak is coming today. Mark Guehi is coming today. But it didn't turn out to be that way. Smash that like button, get your comments in. Subscribe to the Cop TV if you have not already. First and foremost, I'm so happy. Now, I don't know about you, but I am so happy and delighted that this transfer window is now shut. Everyone knows where they stand now. There's no more rumours. There's no more fake news. There's no more misleading information. It's done. The window is closed. We can put our feet up tomorrow. I'm going for a spa day tomorrow. I think I deserve it. Like I said in the earlier video, I might even have a midday nap. Because trust me, working as a content creator is incredible. I'm extremely lucky to do what I do. But it is relentless. The transfer stuff is relentless. Don't get me wrong. I can't complain whatsoever. It's my team that are doing all this business. It's what I dreamed of. So let's just round off the proceedings before, we sign off for the night. Alexander Isak, just announced now. Well worth the wait was the caption. He wears the number 9. And I think he's already off to go to Sweden, I apologise, for his international duties. We'll see how fit he is and if he even gets any minutes. So he's in. He's confirmed, big tick. What we've all been waiting for. Unbelievable signing. Just dreamlike. He wanted us so badly and there was no way we were going to walk away without that happening. He says he wants to win everything. He takes the number 9 with pride. And he really has delivered on, his promise of leaving Newcastle and joining Liverpool. They announced it at 9:25 tonight. All the interviews and the pictures were loaded and they just needed to, press that post button, which they did. And it just sent massive waves of joy and emotion around the world. So there's your £125 million signing. Alexander Isak is finally a Red. Gunner man, killer man Isak is finally a Red. The man who, I think he's scored maybe 4 or 5 goals against Liverpool in the last 3 years, signs for Liverpool. It's just mind-blowing how, one, we've got the funds to do it, and 2, seeing it is a different thing altogether. We see all the photoshops and the rumours for the whole summer, but actually seeing him in real life in a Liverpool shirt brings me so much joy. Newcastle, 37-word goodbye from them on Twitter. But what do you expect, right? The way that he's left kind of just shows you what Newcastle think of him with that statement. So that's the best news ever. I absolutely love that. I said in June, I think we've got a 10% chance of getting Isak. Put another 100 on it, because they are now, Isak is a Red. Isak is a Red. So that's amazing. He's in. He's through the door. Going out, Harvey Elliott has now been confirmed. He's going to spend the season on loan at Aston Villa. Big up to Harvey Elliott, an absolute gem of a footballer. There is a sell-on clause. There is a buyback clause as well. So you never know. We could see some more of Harvey in a red shirt in the future. But I think it got to the point in his career at 22, 23, where he's gone, do you know what? I've got to start playing games regularly in the Premier League. He turned down offers from West Ham, from Fulham, from RB Leipzig. Aston Villa is the one that ticks the box for him in the end. Obviously, they've got European football, which is a big plus for him. But ultimately, Harvey Elliott is a player that deserves minutes and will get minutes. And I actually really am looking forward to watching him play, if I'm honest. It's just such a shame that it hasn't worked out under him and Arne Slot. When Jurgen Klopp left, he said, one thing I regret is not playing Harvey Elliott enough. So listen, I'm sure in another world he would have never wanted to leave Liverpool. I spent time with him, working with him. Obviously saw him in Hong Kong on pre-season. And he said if it was down to him, he'd never leave Liverpool. And I absolutely love that. That's the kind of, mentality we want every single player to have when they're playing for Liverpool, but more so for him because he's a massive Red. He's a huge fan. We all know how big of a fan of Liverpool him and his dad is. So in a way, I'm really happy for him that he can go and shine now. you know, without anything holding him back, he can really go for it at Aston Villa. So big up to Harvey Elliott. Amazing service over the last 5-6 years. And I absolutely love this for him. Brilliant. Love it. But, and it sounds ungrateful, doesn't it? Because after I've just, you know, eulogised about Alex Isak joining Liverpool, I now have to talk about the fact that Mark Guehi did not join Liverpool tonight. The timeline of events on this one is wild. So the personal terms were agreed a month ago. That was never an issue. That was actually before we played Crystal Palace in the Charity Shield, which we lost, obviously. Guehi was the captain. And then fast forward, he does things the right way. Look, we can say that Alex Isak didn't do things the right way. He forced his way out. He was the bad guy in the situation. Mark Guehi was the consummate professional throughout. The good guy, the polite guy, the guy that wanted to do right by his people. He's a South Londoner. He's the captain of the football club in South London. They know how much the club means to him and vice versa. He captained them last night, scored an absolute screamer for Crystal Palace last night at Villa away, and had his moment with the fans to the point where he says goodbye on the pitch. And he also makes a goodbye video. He makes a goodbye video where he speaks so highly of the football club and says, you know, what a pleasure it was to play for Crystal Palace. Then, about 3 o'clock, we hear that Mark Guehi to Liverpool is a here we go. It's a big green tick. The finishing flag, the finishing line is in sight. He then gets to London, to central London, has a medical. He's then allegedly on his way to Liverpool. I mean, that's a rumour. I think he just stayed in London the whole time, if I'm honest with you. But there was a rumour he was getting a plane, then it was a car. It really was peak transfer deadline day madness. And then, out of nowhere, right, about 5:50, we get the message that Mark Guehi, there's been a snag. Something's holding up this move. Now, we know that Crystal Palace wanted a centre-back. They've got him, the French lad from Toulouse. But we also know that wanted Igor from Brighton. Gets down to 6 o'clock, you know, an hour away from the finish. And Igor does not join Palace. Therefore, Guehi does not join Liverpool. He was in tracksuits. He'd had the pictures taken. You know, he was with friends and family about to celebrate. And then Oliver Glasner comes out and says, if you sell him, I'm walking. The Leverkusen job's just come up as well. It's definitely an interesting proposition for him. So this timeline of events, we're looking at the clock down to the second to see if the deal sheet gets submitted. It did get submitted. But then Crystal Palace, Steve Parish, Oliver Glasner almost chuck the toys out of the pram and say, no, we're not doing it now. We haven't got a replacement, so you can't go. I feel absolutely heartbroken for Mark Guehi here tonight. Like I said, the consummate professional has done everything right. And isn't it funny? To get what you want in football, you do have to be the bad guy sometimes. Mark Guehi was almost too trusting of the people around him. He thought, they'll let me go. They're getting their replacement. They're getting a good fee. I've got a year left on the deal. They'll let me go. I'll get my move. And it was 99% done. The deal sheet was submitted, people. And he still isn't a Liverpool player, which I cannot fathom. Genuinely, I'm so gutted for the boy. And it has taken the shine off a little bit, I'll be honest. We needed a centre-back. And there isn't anything to say that we won't go back in for Guehi. Maybe in January. 10, 15 mil, I think, is now the price that, you know, Palace can expect now, considering. And they'll have to wheel out that video again. And I hope, for everyone's sake, that we do go back in January and we get an agreement and he joins us. The medical's been done, the paperwork's been done. Just change the dates on it to January the 1st. It's just, I've never seen anything like it in football. It's blown my mind. I'm gutted for Guehi. But once again, zoom out, look at the bigger picture. We've got 7 proper, bona fide potential stars and current superstars that walk into this Liverpool team in Frimpong, Kerkez, Wirtz, Ekitike, obviously Isak, Leone, and Mamardashvili, right? Future stars. We're building up now for the next 2 or 3 windows to dominate this league. The Guehi one would have been the icing on the cake, and it is a bitter pill to swallow. He was ready. I'm pretty sure he had some Adidas gear on at one point, ready to do the pictures and the videos. And it's been pulled away from him at the last minute. Mentally, I can't imagine how he's feeling right now. But at the same time, bro, just hold on. We'll come and get you in January if the deal is still on then. I've never seen anything like it in football, people. How do you react to that? Smash that like button, get your comments in. I am done with the transfer window. I've got to go to sleep. I've been up for so long, since last night as well. And I'm done with this window. Amazing, Alexander Isak, incredible. It's just what we wanted, but we missed out on Mark Guehi, which means time for Giovanni Leone to step up. It means time for potentially Reece Williams to step up, Joe Gomez to step up. So it does feel like a tough ending to the window, but we did get our main target in Alexander Isak. So hold that, Newcastle. Yeah, hold it all day, every day. Right, smash that like button. The next time I'll see you, I'll do a video maybe on Wednesday and we can touch base again. But there's no game now until next Sunday against Burnley, right? So in the meantime, let's just sit and watch replays from the last week of football and look at Isak in that shirt because he looks unbelievable in it. He looks at home. Harvey out, big him up. What a legend for Liverpool. 2 Premier Leagues under his belt. Isak in, finally. The saga of the summer is over. But Mark Guehi did not get over the line. Did not get over the line. Smash that like button. Let me know how you felt today. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. And hit that subscribe button. Take care.